The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Huddle Up here inside of the Bambino's Fine Italian Dining Cafe on your favorite network. That's right, the Missouri Sports Network. You are listening to Three Wounded Warriors, and we're not talking about from the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine stand. We're talking about three guys that are getting old that still look good, just fighting off that old age, man, just fighting it off. We got elements that we're sitting out here talking about. If you heard us talk off camera, you think we were three old little maids just talking about how life is miserable. I tell you what I got going here. I got a bum foot. And what I just found out from Dr. Archer is that I could have a stress fracture. And apparently he's had one, and all the symptoms that I have are very much like. So, Arch, what are you dealing with up there, fella?
Well, the good doc hopes you well, buddy. But I am coming off of COVID and just dealing with some remnants of it. But it seems like from talking off air that I'm the healthiest one of all of us. That's not good. that is not good for any of us.
And you don't really have to. You don't even have to look at Nuke. He didn't have to say so. And he's going to start talking. You'll get something going on. Nuke, what you got going on, buddy?
Well, I may be headed into COVID, but I haven't had a test yet. But I'm upright, and my feet don't hurt me, so I'm good.
There you go, man. When you lose a wheel, that kind of changes some things. But look, once again, I'm Johnny Mack. Let me be formal about that. That's DA, the coach, Darren Archer, and that's Guy Nuka. We call him the scoreboard guy. We're here to give you what you want to hear about the sports here in this great state of Missouri. And there's a lot going on right now. And I tell you what, there's several ways you can start this off. Am I more shocked? Was I more impressed about the Chiefs win on Monday night or the Royals win on Monday night? And I tell you what, I'm not going to lie to you. The Royals winning that game really turned a lot of heads. I think we should open up with them as we go to air. They're going to be the first pitch is coming up here real soon. Guy, first playoff game in Kaufman in a long time. Guy, tell us about it, and what do you think is going to happen tonight?
That's the first playoff game in 9 years, and I looked it up, and it's 3,269 days since they beat the Mets in Game 2 of the World Series back in 2016. They went on to sweep that series, so they didn't come back to Kaufman. But, what you mentioned Monday night, they took over this series when they won Monday night because right now they're in the driver's seat. They got a Cy Young candidate in Seth Lugo on the mound tonight. Who his last 5 outings against the Yankees have been good. They've got to just wake up their bats. Bobby Witt Jr. and even, you take a look at Aaron Judge. They're like 1 for 16 in this series, and they're 2 of the MVP candidates. But they're getting it done with the bottom of their lineup, getting some big hitting, and then Salvi. Salvi's the only member of that 2016 team who's still around, and he gets a home run. It kind of wins that game and puts it away for them there on Monday night. But I'm really looking forward to watching this game that's going on getting ready to start right now. And we'll see. Can Judge bust out it? In 16 postseason games, he's hitting 143 and he struck out 24 times. And the folks in New York aren't going to like that.
No, you ain't lying. Coach, there's a thing called momentum. And a lot of people believe in it. I'm one of them that do. I really do believe in momentum. I really do. I think the Kansas City Chiefs grabbed some momentum with that victory on Monday. Coach, what are your thoughts? And you think they could sustain that throughout this series?
Absolutely. They you're talking about the Royals, Johnny.
I'm sorry, the Royals. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Getting a win on the road and tying that series up, coming back to Kansas City, that was huge. I mean, you cannot overstate that enough. And I was looking online a little earlier. The only seats available right now are standing room only tickets, and they're going for over $300. So Kaufman may set a new attendance record tonight, believe it or not, even with hosting a World Series there not too far long ago. Momentum's definitely on their side. I'll tell you what, the real strength of the Kansas City Royals is starting to show, and has really throughout the entire season, is their pitching staff. From top to bottom, it doesn't matter if between starters, closers, and everyone in between, they have been absolutely solid. And if their pitching stays healthy, and at this time of year, that's very, very important. When you can throw guys out there for all 9 innings, they're going to be effective, and you're not hoping to hide somebody, 7th, 8th inning. That bodes well usually for that team. So I like their chances.
You know what? Being from St. Louis and coming down here to go to college and having Kansas City fans, we always had a little up on Kansas City. I think we've lost that. Kansas City, you can't tell anybody from Kansas City a damn thing right now. They're not going to listen to you. They're not going to ask you any questions. They're from Kansas City. They got Bobby Witt Jr. and they got a guy named Patrick Mahomes, and they got this guy that he kind of looks weird to me. I don't really see Kelsey as being some jock, but somehow he got one of the richest female entertainment artists in the world to date him, and she's all over him, and you can't tell them anything right now. And I'm happy for you, Kansas City. I'm rooting for you. I'm not on the bandwagon. I'm not going to buy a ticket like Coach, but I'm rooting for you. But I tell you what else was impressive, though. The Chiefs played what I would consider a very mediocre game the other day and came out with a victory. And it's funny how Patrick Mahomes can lead teams with inferior talent, Coach. And I don't know how he does it, Coach. What are your thoughts about it? Is he really that good? Is he the greatest ever?
I don't want to put that GOAT tag on him yet. There's a pretty good one in the booth now by the name of Tom Brady. But boy, he's sure knocking on the door. And when you have Juju Smith-Schuster as wide receiver number 1 and Kareem Hunt as running back number 1, to win a game against a very solid New Orleans team, that was quite a statement. And to do it the way that they did, I'll tell you that their defense is really stepping up, playing well, and I think they arguably have one of the best kickers in the league right now with Butker, and he's doing his job, and that makes a difference because they played some pretty close games, and it's come down to his foot, and that makes a difference.
It does, Coach. They got a running back, and forgive me for saying this, they got a running back, a white kid. He's a third-string running back, Coach, and he looked like you. And then I saw Travis Kelce coming out the backfield. I said, is that guy Newcomb? Who the hell is that? I mean, they got some guys on there that kind of look, like, what are we doing right now? But they're winning games. And God, tell me your thoughts on the Chiefs. And I mean, they're going to lose a game, of course. But what are we looking at? 14-3, something like that, guy? What are you thinking?
I don't know. Patrick Mahomes gonna have to start playing better. I mean, he didn't throw a touchdown pass against New Orleans, and he did throw another interception. The defense is keeping him in games, and what Coach Archer said about Butker, we go back to week 1 before the season started, and we talked about who may be the most important man on the roster that's not Mahomes or Kelsey, and I said it was Harrison Butker, and that's proven to be true here as we get in. And another thing, I mean, Kareem Hunt comes in, and he had a lackluster, time at Cleveland. But that's people go there and die. He's come back. He's healthy, and he's been the answer to maybe their short yardage stuff. I mean, he had over 100 yards rushing. I still think they're going to have to go out and get a wide receiver. My problem with Juju Schuster getting 7 catches and going over 100 yards is that may say, hey, wait, maybe we've got one. Maybe we don't need to go sign a Devontae Adams. They need to sign a wide receiver. The deadline is November the 5th. But for them to be 5-0 at this time with what they have lost, and the NFL is pretty even. There are 20 teams that are either 3-2 or 2-3. there's only 2 undefeated teams, and that's Minnesota and Kansas City, and they're both on a bye week this week. But coming out of it, they may face their toughest test of the year, and Chiefs go to San Francisco and Minnesota host Detroit. So, we'll see what happens. But right now, you got to be pleased being 5-0 with what you've lost.
Yep, I agree with you. Well, Kansas City, enjoy these moments. They don't come along a lot. Enjoy having the games in your home city and having the ability to go out and root for your favorite team. I'm not even going to say anything about the Cardinals right now. I'm going to leave them alone. But before we do go to break, I do want you to look at this hat I got on. That's a St. Louis Bluey hat right there. We got a 3-2 victory last night over the Kraken to start off the NHL season. So I'm super excited about them. But look, we're going to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come right back. I promise you, we're all going to be sitting here hobbled hell. We can't move. We're all sick. So we're going to be here. You're listening to Huddle Up inside the Bambino's Fine Italian Dining Cafe on the Missouri Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days. Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together, we can do more.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go. Creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to. With a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Huddle Up here inside the Bambino's Fine Italian Dining Cafe on the Missouri Sports Network. Coach Mack is here. Johnny Mack, Coach DA, and you got the scoreboard guy, Guy Newcomb. I'm telling you what, guys, I'm on this medicine to try to make myself feel better, and I don't know what's going on. It's a man thing. I'm going to the bathroom 3 to 4 times a night. Now, with a bad ankle, that's bad, brother. And I'm telling you, one time I damn near put on a pamper. I damn near went over there and got me a diaper and said, you know what, if this is how life is going to be, then damn it, I'm going to lay here and I'm going to be a baby again, and I'm going to relieve myself in this damn bed because getting up, walking to that bathroom was hurting my foot so much. But you know what? I manned up and made my way into the bathroom. And so that's where we are, guys. Hey, I'm still here. Guys, and I'm glad y'all are with me. Hey, we're going to talk a little bit about college football. A lot happened last week. A lot of good things happened with our big major program. Some surprising things down in College Station where Mizzou just got lambasted. And I mean, look at me. I'm the one. I'm not a Mizzou fan. I go, you know what? I'll take Mizzou for 20. I'll take it. Man, I paid somebody lunch that day, guy. What happened down there at College Station, big fella?
Well, it was just too big of a scene for Mizzou and Cook. They just didn't play well. I mean, they were down 34-0 at one time, 24-0 at half. They never got off the bus, and it was just a very bad experience down there. And they dropped 11 spots, with that loss, and out of the top 20. That's just something that can't happen. I picked A&M to win, but I never saw this coming.
Well, Guy, do you think so? Guy and Coach, both of y'all weigh in on this. The BC played them tough. And I was like, okay, it's BC. Vandy played them real tough. So, but they got the victories, right? So I kind of saw some kinks in the armor, Coach. But did you see the first play out of the second half where the guy goes right up the middle? Something's going on, Coach. What are you thinking?
I think Texas A&M played like a team that was playing for a playoff spot, the new playoff format. And, in the past, Mizzou has been the hunter. Now they're the hunted, and that is a huge role reversal for them. And they've got to realize they're going to get everybody's best night in and night out. And with the schedule out after next week that they have coming up, hey, that could be the case every week with the schedule that they have. So hopefully they're getting the ship righted up there, and maybe you can use that as a wake up call. I guess if there's a silver lining in all this, they weren't the worst upset in the entire weekend. It was a crazy weekend all the way around, but they'll have a get-right game this weekend. I think UMass has won one game on the year, and but after that, the schedule just gets tougher.
Well, Guy, I'll leave the Mizzou section with this. You think if they can win out, you think they got a chance? Of course, they went out, they'll probably get into the playoffs, but you think they got a chance of winning out, Guy?
I don't see how they can win out. And, I think they're going to end up with 3 or 4 losses on the season. And then you got to look at the transfer portal. Is Luther Burton going somewhere? Are they going to start losing guys? They're going to start losing commitments because if they end up with 3 or 4 losses, I mean, they'll make a bowl game, but they're not going to make the playoffs.
Well,
I think Luther. I really think Luther Burton's gone regardless.
He's going to the pros.
Yeah, he's going to sign a big contract. He'll be a first rounder, and that's that. But you got to worry about the other, players on the roster, especially some of their starters right now this year that have 2 or 3 years left.
I agree with you, Coach. Yeah, Luther Burden has got a big contract written all over his name. But let's locally here. MSU was on a bye week last week, but they nationally ranked 25. Going to Illinois State this weekend. That's going to be a tough game. Illinois State is playing good football. Guy, what are your predictions? You think playing on the road in the Valley is tough. Playing on the road anywhere is tough, but the way I can tell you this from playing over there, the way we traveled was never ideal. You take that long bus ride on Friday morning, you get up there, they feed you like crazy when you get there Friday. Then you got Friday night meetings and they give you McDonald's. Then if you got a late game, you get up and you eat breakfast. Then they're going to give you lunch. About the time that 7 o'clock start comes, not sure when our game is this week, you're just loaded down. And you're not really ready to play. Guy, what do you think? You think we got a chance in Missouri State this week?
Oh, I think absolutely. With the way the quarterback play that they're getting, that guy has been amazing. This season, he's 2-time offensive player of the week already this season. Had they not made the jump, to go into, the FBS next year, they'd be eligible for a playoff, and they might make it. But they can't play in the playoffs this year because of that jump. But Ryan Beer's done a great job. The offensive coordinator is amazing. I think they've got a chance to go there and surprise Illinois State.
Well, that's going to be interesting, Coach. You think they got a chance, yes or no, Coach? I know you're going to probably say, yeah. What do you think?
I like their shot as good as anybody. The big thing is how will they come off a bye week? If they come off a bye week, and that's something I've never dealt with basketball wise, and Johnny, maybe you could speak to that, but that can either really help you or hurt you. Take a look at Mizzou, for example. They come off a bye week. They've got 2 weeks to prepare for Texas A&M, and they flat lay an egg. So great question. I don't know.
Well, I can tell you this. Sorry about that, gentlemen. There's one team I know that's rolling. I can tell you that they took a big old can last week and opened it up. And they just spread all over Avila. I mean, they went in with the spoon at the bottom of the thing and went and twirled it around and just dumped it all on Avila. They opened up a big old can of whoop butt. Guy, tell me about that and how Evangel is looking this year.
Well, they're nationally ranked. They're getting ready to start their side of the KCAC conference play. They need to win out, but they've got 2 teams on that side of the bracket that are also nationally ranked. That they're going to have to get by. But you look at that Avila game and, talking with Coach Heppel at the quarterback club, they held that team to -5 yards rushing for the game. That was just an amazing performance. They had a great crowd. It was homecoming. Reed Potts, our quarterback, is playing really well right now. They get a block punt in that game against Avila. And, when you block a punt, that increases your win probability to 70%, according to Coach Heppel. And he's the only head coach in the conference, and his job is special teams. He doesn't call the plays on offense, doesn't call the defenses. He runs the special teams, and it's very important to him.
Well, Coach, I tell you this: they're hosting Bethany College on the 19th. So again, that side of the conference play in the KCAC. Coach, I think we should get out there. I think they got an exciting team. I think people should get out there and watch Evangel play, Coach.
Absolutely. Talked about this on our other show. And they are the best show in town, even with Missouri State. I mean, they're rolling right now. They play in a beautiful stadium down at Nixa at their high school stadium, and it would pass as a college stadium for most colleges. And get down to, hey, if you're in the area or you like football, they are worth traveling to see.
I agree with you. They need to keep it up. Hey, we're going to take another break here. We're going to come back for our final segment. Don't forget now, you're listening to Huddle Up here inside the Bambino's Fine Italian Dining Cafe on the Missouri Sports Network. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we're going to end it with some high school football. And guess what? We have the privilege of being in the same area as the #1 ranked high school player in the country. We'll talk about that when we get back. Don't go anywhere.
The Walnut Street Inn is located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the final segment of tonight's show here on the Missouri Sports Network. You're listening to Huddle Up inside the Bambino's Fine Italian Dining Cafe. Once again, I'm Johnny Mack. That's Coach DA, and that's my guy, scoreboard guy. He's a little bit under the weather. We're trying to tell him go get tested. And he said, man, I haven't done anything. I live by myself. I said, we ain't talking about that type of test, damn it. We talking about COVID, damn it. Go get a test. And, spit the little thing and then put a little thing. One out there is feeling well. Our final segment, we're going to talk about a little bit of high school athletics around here. And what's kind of running the scene is high school football. And the rankings came out. A kid, I forgot from where he reclassified to the class of 2025. And that made the kid from Nixa, he was able to move up to the #1 ranked player in the country. That's a huge accomplishment. The last time someone down here was Doriel Green Beckham. And so, hey, man, guy, is that guy for real or what?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's 6'8", 310 pounds, not an ounce of fat on him. He is the real deal, and he's just a junior. So he's going to have all kinds of options and opportunities. And if he stays in the state, maybe goes to Mizzou, he can start collecting NIL money right now. So it's Jackson Cantwell's his name, and if you haven't got to see him play, you need to figure out a way to do it. Now they're at Waynesville this Friday night, so he might not play a quarter, but when he comes back home, you need to get out here and see him.
Coach Jackson Cantwell is his name. Coach, we all play sports. You know, I love to get into a little 3-eye, get a little 4-eye, see what I could do with them, see with my hands, test my manhood, Coach. You still got that itch in there, Coach, to get in there and play against him, Coach? Not even a little bit, no?
I don't want any part of him. Hey, I will say this. He is such a great athlete that this summer during the Olympics, they were interviewing the gentleman from the USA that finished first, and he brought up Jackson Cantwell's name as the future as far as shot putting is concerned. Just a tremendous athlete.
I know his father was had some records and compete on the world level also. But let's jump back into high school football. You said Knicks is at Wayneville. There's a couple other games, Coach. Anything on this on the slate this weekend that kind of catches your attention, Coach?
Yeah, up towards the Kansas City area. I know you love that area, Johnny. But Lee Summit North, who's ranked, I believe, #3 in Class 6, will take on Liberty North, defending state champions. They're ranked, I believe, #9 in Class 6. So that ought to be a good battle up in the KC area.
So it's going to be a good game. Guy, what do you think? What are you looking for, Guy?
Well, I'm kind of intrigued with number one, Branson 6-0, and that's kind of a surprise. Aaron Hafner's the head football coach down there. He spent some time at the college level, and they're going to take on, and because of the conference changes, they're going to take on Carl Junction, who's 5-1, and Coach Hafner's brother, Todd Hafner, is the head coach at Carl Junction. So that'll be an interesting weekend in the Hafner household.
Guys, for this last segment, I just want to kick this around, and forgive me, I'm going to jump the script a little bit. Being in St. Louis and seeing a lot of good athletes growing up in St. Louis, and I've seen a lot of good athletes down here. And sometimes, and I'm not the only one, because a lot of kids that would come down here would say, man, if I played down here, I would be considered one of the top athletes in the country or in the state. Where's the talent pool at? Is it here in Southwest Missouri? Is it heavily in St. Louis? Guy, let me start with you. Or is it more so on the western side of the state in Kansas City? Guy, where's the talent at in Missouri when it comes to high school football?
Well, when you're talking about individual talent, I would think individual talent is in the St. Louis area. When you're talking about team talent, as far as teams that play well together and are going to make runs, that's all on the west side, the state. I mean, it's the Webb Cities, the Joplins, the Rockhurst out of the Kansas City area, Liberty North, Lee Summit North. But as far as just individual talent, Cardinal Ritter is loaded. I mean, they got 6 or 7 D1 guys on their team that are, a couple of them are SEC guys. Nobody in the Kansas City area has that. Liberty North had it last year, and they won the state championship. But they don't have that consistently like the St. Louis area schools, whether it be a Cardinal Ritter or a CBC or DeSmet. Those schools have got that individual talent. That's kind of how I see it.
Coach, I tend to agree with you. I was seeing the kid, and to go Kansas, Mahomes did throw a touchdown pass. They got called back because the right tackle was holding or whatever he does 3 to 4 times a week. My gosh, hell. And then I think all of that same drive, the guy tips and number 50 gets it. He's a Parkway Central kid out of St. Louis. There's a lot of talent. But you know what? Being down here in Springfield, I think there's a lot of talent down here in Springfield that doesn't get the credit, or Southwest Missouri, that doesn't get the credit it deserves at times because of maybe where they are and who they're playing against. Coach, what are your thoughts on that?
Agreed. I think you can say the same about Southeast Missouri.
Yep.
I mean, you look about some of the athletes that have come out of the SEMO area.
Yep.
Talent's going to be everywhere. It's just whether or not you're seen. And one player that comes to mind is Otto Porter Jr. He's played 13, 14 years in the NBA. Graduated from tiny Scott County Central, who obviously, basketball wise, has a lot of history, but not so much current history. And hey, he's made a career playing in the NBA, and if you're good enough, people are going to find you. The talent pool, and here's another interesting fact. Right now, a CBC graduate is Notre Dame's number 1 running back. His heir apparent comes from Hannibal, Missouri. So, and that's a major D1 football. So all across the state, I think you can find some great athletes, not just football, in any aspect. Nafisha Collier, hey, she's one of the best players in the WNBA right now and has led her team to the WNBA final. She's from St. Louis, played at Incarnate Word, and has been on 2 Olympic teams, was a captain this year, from St. Louis, Missouri, and originally from Jeff City, Missouri. So, the talent pool out of Missouri is incredible.
It is.
And I think in a lot of ways it's under recruited. And up until recently, a lot of those kids have gone out of state to go play. And that's what I really like about Coach Drinkowitz. He's getting a lot of that homegrown talent to be able to stay in state and play at Mizzou. And I think you're starting to see the results.
I completely agree with you. And on the east side of the state, you got East St. Louis and that area, all the St. Louis metro area. And then I remember when I was coming out, they had this modeling search, and they told me some of the best looking models were in the Springfield, Mount Vernon area. And I said, get the hell out of here. And they said, no, there's this guy named Guy Newcomb. He has to be one of the best looking guys that we've seen. We're going to sign him up. We're going to start our agency, and he's going to be the #1 model for our agency. Now, I don't know what the hell ever happened to that guy. I heard his name a couple times been thrown out there, but yeah, there's a lot of talent around there, guys. And so we really we want all our athletes to get noticed.
Like the only thing
it doesn't matter where you are. Guy, do me a favor. Tell me about.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, there we are.
The only thing I would be modeling is Metamucil or something.
Hey, I think he went under the name Rico Suave back in the past. He hasn't let that cat out of the bag yet.
Guy, if you got it in front of you, tell everyone where they need to be at next Monday to enjoy the Quarterback Club.
Yeah, Bambino's Italian Cafe, best Italian restaurant in the city. We have our own meeting room back there. Andy Fawcett does a great job providing the food. Doors open at 11 o'clock. Food is served between 11:15 and 11:30. Coaches begin speaking right at 12 noon or as soon as Coach Rowe gets in the room, because we don't start it without Coach Rowe being there, and he does not miss. And but a lot of great coaches. We had Stockton come down this past week. Parkview, Glendale, obviously the Springfield City Schools. John Perry is well worth the price of admission. Yeah. He is a riot, and Coach Cox from Mount Vernon was there as well. So just great times, great fellowship. The coaches enjoy it. You get to kind of rub shoulders with the coaches. Coach Heppola does not miss either. So it's a lot of fun, very enjoyable. And I guarantee you'll be out of there but before 12:45.
Love it, love it, love it. Hey, we appreciate all the listeners. Hey, bring a friend with you next time. Let them know where you can listen to the Huddle Up here on Missouri Sports Network. Tell them, hey, man, these guys are great. They're very informative, very funny. You guys should give us a chance. We're trying to grow our fan base here, and we appreciate those that have stuck with us and have continued to listen to us. So we appreciate you. Hey, let's do this. Let's everyone stay healthy. Be careful out there, Guy. Tell everybody what they need to do when they get in their cars, Guy.
Tell you what, hey, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds all of us, take the 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here next Wednesday for Huddle Up.
There you go, everyone. Hey, we appreciate you. For Coach Darren Archer, for Guy Newcomb, I'm Johnny Mack. We appreciate you listening. We'll see you next week here on Huddle Up.
This has been a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in.